G'day interwebs, I'm Bman and this is Call of Cthulhu. It's part 3 of the playthrough and there's a playlist in the card in the top right of your screen and on my channel if you want to catch up with the previous episodes. So, we're in the garden of the Hawkins mansion. Pierce managed to get into the warehouse. The place, thought to be abandoned, revealed some surprises. Signs of recent occupation as well as a partly charred painting. Interrupted in his searching by Officer Bradley, Pierce convinced him to join his investigation. The police officer is willing to drive the detective to the Hawkins mansion. Okay, so I've been asked to investigate this lady named, I think her name is Sarah Hawkins, and she's been painting these eerie pictures. Supposedly she burned the house down and killed her family, but the person who's getting me to investigate, Mr. Webster I think his name is, he doesn't think she did it. He wants me to find out the truth anyway. So I'm at this mansion. I'm on I think Darkwater Port, the island of Darkwater Port near Boston, and I've come up to investigate the mansion where Sarah Hawkins lived. I'm going to consult my diary quickly because it's telling me to. Inhabitants. Officer Bradley. This hick cop likes order and justice. He's no great sleuth, but he seems more inclined than his colleagues to discover the truth in the Hawkins case. The inhabitants of the island seem to be friendly with him. He could help me in my investigation. And places. Hawkins Mansion, The Gardens. The Hawkins Mansion is perched at the top of a steep cliff. The abandoned garden harbours the graves of the Hawkins family, and only the caretaker, Silas Winchester, still roams this bleak spot. He protects it fiercely and still puts flowers on the graves of his old masters. It's a gloomy place. Oh, here's her art. Creepy. So I wanted to look at more of it. Yeah, whatever. Should I follow this guy? Should I explore other areas? So from my memory of the previous chapters of this game, there's not a lot of stuff to actually interact with or find. How do I run? Left trigger?
Recently fallen. It's as if all life has abandoned the place.
Okay, I just realised I've got my TV turned up, which will create an echo sound. Where's a good place for my face cam? Here, maybe? Maybe the top left. The objectives seem to be in the top right. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be a game that particularly rewards exploring. I found very few interactable objects that aren't directly related to the plot. I mean, the views are nice.
Someone is using the fireplace. I suppose that this is where old Winchester lives.
I wonder if Officer Bradley's noticed that I've just taken off. Here we go. Do I press A? A small wooden whale. A figurine of a whale carved from wood. It's the sort of toy that sailors made for their children. So on this island is the town of Darkwater Port, and it used to be a whaling town, but I can't remember, they ran out of whales or something, and they've got this one last big catch that was 80 years ago, but they still talk about it, and apparently all the townspeople ate the flesh of this catch, so I'm sure that's going to come up at some point in the future. sure there were unknown ramifications for the creepy townspeople, all partaking of the flesh of this unidentified sea creature. They might have hinted it was a whale, but I'm not sure that they did. Officer Bradley? Oh wait. I can only turn it left and right, I can't turn it up and down. For some reason, I'm sure there's an inscription on the bottom of it. Reminds me of Tomb Raider, turning the item around in my menu. The new Tomb Raiders. Hilltop house built in 1693 by Reverend John Wickwood.
Bradley was right. This place is much older than I imagined, but the architecture seems too recent.
There's Bradley over there, up on those stairs. So I will go the other way to explore. My main objective is to reach Hawkins Manor, and it's right there. Maybe I should just go straight to Bradley. Is that just a mountain peak? Man, even Officer Bradley's not interactable. Sarah Hawkins, 1892 to 1924, which is the current year.
The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh. The old caretaker must be very attached to her.
Charles Hawkins, 1883 to 1924.
Someone must really hate Charles Hawkins.
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Someone desecrated one of the graves. Or should I hit the ones that I didn't unlock first? Such a strange final resting place.
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that it was Charles Hawkins' wish.
Strange idea. I imagine Webster wasn't too pleased.
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It said that he's devastated.
Okay, so Webster's her dad. You probably told me that. But that was like 3 weeks ago for me. Someone desecrated one of the graves, I observed.
Do you know if Charles Hawkins had any enemies?
Not to our knowledge. He was a well-respected personality on the island. I don't understand. Silas would never have let such a thing happen.
I've seen enough.
Let's go to the mansion.
Oh, those silent bits in between the
give me a minute.
interactions.
I didn't expect to set foot back here after the burial. What kind of deranged individual would defile this sanctuary? And steal a burnt painting? I don't see Silas doing such a thing. Let alone allowing it. Even that broad baker is above that. Lord, have pity on this poor family.
Simon Hawkins. Can't read the date. 1913 to 1924, so we would have been about 11.
Poor kid.
No investigation skill there. Okay, so now do I talk to Bradley or do I just go off on my own? He said he needs some time here to himself. Which button runs? Left trigger. Let's see if there's a way to get to Silas Winchester's house. Yeah, there's a staircase. Oh. Thought I saw an item. I'm pressing A. Guess there's no way down. Maybe I have to go around the other... Maybe I have to circle the entire island. Or the mountain. Approach from the other direction from the looks of it. Or there might be a way down. Yeah, there's a staircase up there. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Hawkins manor. I believe this level is called the Gardens or something, so yeah, Garden of Hawkins Manor. So I don't imagine that I'll actually get into the manor in this chapter. I'll be exploring the garden. Right, that does not look like I'm getting through that way. Creepy birds.
I'll have to find another entrance.
The shining puddles, I keep thinking they're interaction points. Like items or something. I was trying to work out that bird. I had it the wrong way around. I was looking at its butt thinking it was its head. Like, is that bird some sort of elder horror? No, it's just a bird. I'm looking at it the wrong way around.
This entrance is still in use.
Whoa!
Whoa!
You were trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them! Dump them into the ocean!
Whoa! You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe. Let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on Darkwater.
I'm on a time limit. I work for Stephen Webster.
Sarah Hawkins' father sent me here to investigate the death of his daughter.
Webster, huh? I understand how he feels. But me? I want the dead to rest in peace. And that means kicking the ass of gumshoes like you.
Why would you not want me to help understand what happened here?
I've got nothing to hide. Tell me what you're doing here.
Okay, gotta read quickly.
And no baloney.
The police report describes a domestic accident, but Stephen Webster has several reasons to believe that this may not be the case.
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest in peace.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter. I just need to see where the fire started.
The mansion isn't safe. You would break your neck as sure as you're trying my patience right now.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked, and I make sure it stays that way.
I'm not on a timer anymore. Sarah Hawkins was important to you. You shouldn't really need this key. It's an investigation skill. You want to get rid of me. You want to get rid of me?
The sooner I carry out my investigation, the sooner I wrap up the case and return to Boston. After which, you'll never hear of me again.
I like the sound of that, but I have a better idea. You leave right now, and you never come back.
Silas! Pierce! In God's name, what are you doing?
Officer Bradley, this hood was trying to break into the mansion.
Do something, Bradley, or this story will have a nasty ending.
I vouch for him, Silas. He's working with us. We have reason to believe that someone entered the mansion and stole some paintings.
Impossible. I would have seen it.
Better safe than sorry. Now let us in. I promise to keep an eye on this one.
Okay then. I'll leave the key with you. You could have told me that earlier, Sonny.
Let's see what more I can learn from this mansion.
Okay, so I was picking the answers that I hadn't unlocked, just the basic answers, because I imagined it would bring me back to the dialogue tree and let me choose the answers that I'd unlocked through clues, but it didn't. So I'm possibly not playing this the best way. Where's he going? Is he opening the main door?
Pierce, shall we enter?
Oh, I've got the key. No, we shan't. I shall check Silas's hut. Shack, whatever. His domicile. Oops. For some reason I keep thinking the red button is... the B button is run.
This gate is locked.
The silence is really annoying. You think they would have fixed that in a patch. Every time I interact with something, the game goes silent for a second. Yeah, if I had known it wasn't going to bring me back to the dialogue tree, I would have picked the answers that I'd unlocked through clues, or I would have used my investigation skill. Pretty much, because I was choosing the wrong answers, I think I pretty much had to have Bradley come and save me.
Bourbon. Empty, of course.
Okay, I take it this front door is locked.
I know a thing or two about solitude myself.
Yeah, the protagonist, I think his name's Andrew or Alex Pierce. It's something Pierce. He's a alcoholic pill popper.
Rather Spartan. The caretaker has simple tastes.
But he's been sober for this entire game. I tried to get some whiskey and Darkwater Port and they wouldn't give me any.
The poor wretch seems to spend the best part of his time isolated from the world.
Game saved. Okay, I guess I'm not going into this house. So there was something I missed about this back entrance, about this window. I mean, I wouldn't want to break it and go in there anyway. I've got no reason to suspect him. Apart from, like, a general attitude of suspecting everyone. Alright, whoops, run. So this would be a very short chapter if walking through that door ended the chapter, so I don't believe it will. I like to explore. Even if the game doesn't really reward me for it.
Piers, shall we enter? Now that you've finished your fun and games with Silas, we can perhaps inspect the mansion.
You're right. Let's go. Let's take a look inside.
I'm with you.
Still chapter 3. Hawkins Mansion. Pierce and Officer Bradley explored the gardens of the Hawkins Mansion. The family lies in the graveyard of the property guarded by Silas Winchester. The old caretaker, still faithful to his employers, keeps watch on the place armed with his axe. Pierce and Bradley manage to calm him down and finally get hold of the key to the Hawkins Mansion. They enter the building looking for the scene of the fire. Hurry up, little green bar, otherwise I'm going to have to think of something to talk about. That's nice. A little bit more. There we go. Let's explore this mansion. Let's solve some mysteries. Scoobs. Into the madness.
Follow me. I know the place. Who left this light on?
I'm not going to follow him. Not unless he goes where I want him to.
The Last Supper of the Hawkins. What does this tell me?
To enter a reconstruction scene, hold left and right triggers. Just want to look around before I enter the reconstruction scene. What is that? I mean, is it like a squid or...
Sarah Hawkins and little Simon. The perfect picture of the middle-class family. Sarah Hawkins and little Simon. The perfect picture of the middle-class family.
Okay, let's enter this investigation scene. Ooh, lightning. The door's closed. All the doors are closed.
What kind of meat is this?
Good question.
This place is for the head of the family, Charles Hawkins.
Find the fire scene.
The boy was probably here. Smashed his plate on the floor.
So that was a chair. I've got a feeling once I locate where Sarah was sitting, that'll be the end of the scene, so I'm going to look around a little bit. Yeah, there's nothing.
Sarah Hawkins' plate. Why did she leave it untouched? Something happened at this table. An argument?
Alright, now it wants me to leave the reconstruction scene. Like, if there was a fire, wouldn't it have started at the fireplace? But then if this was where the fire started, the room would appear damaged, I would think.
Hey, Pierce. Daydreaming again?
Working, officer. This dinner table tells us a lot about the Hawkins family life.
Well, we don't have all day. The scene of the fire is next door.
Sympathetic environment. Lightning booms.
Silas managed to bring the fire under control, but it was already too late for the Hawkins.
He said Silas managed to bring the fire under control. It was already too late for the Hawkins. So there's some fire damage.
Charles and Sarah's wedding, as painted by Sarah herself. Too much rubble. I'll find an easier way. Was Charles Hawkins some kind of explorer?
Charles Hawkins poses like an explorer in front of exotic ruins. It is common knowledge that he wasted away his fortune on expensive trips. What was he looking for? Okay, you have a little look in my 6 CP needed for next level 1 CP. Clues. The Last Supper. Since the fire in the Hawkins mansion, the dining room has remained intact. The settings allow the places occupied by the family members to be determined. Visibly, etiquette was respected, even in private. Charles Hawkins sat at the head of the table with wife and son on either side. The knocked-over chair could be due to something that happened after the fire, or it could confirm the theory of a domestic argument. Clearly, the roast was untouched in certain plates. The meat, mysteriously preserved since then, seems to have been the subject of the dispute between the Hawkins couple. I read that already. Inventory. There's my lighter. There's the key. Have another look at my lighter. Lost Battalion. See, apparently I have issues from serving in the military. I've served in the Lost Battalion. And I would lie to that engraved in the memory of the 77th Infantry Division and the men of the Lost Battalion who fell. It's not the Necronomicon, is it? Nope. That's where I came from. This is where I'm going.
Let's see if I can find something the cops missed.
I don't think it would take much. He's completely missed every clue I've looked at so far. Quick look around before I activate my special investigative powers. Whoops. Okay, activating investigation powers.
The child's corpse left a trace. Where are the others?
Is it possible to take my lighter out while I'm investigating? No.
Did Sarah Hawkins lose one of her shoes? How?
Is that a lantern? So what started the fire? Look around first just in case the lantern ends the... Although it's always asked me to end it manually, the investigation mode. There we go.
Was Charles Hawkins a heavy drinker? They had a fight. Why?
Whoa. Okay, it's not telling me to leave yet. Did he... Did he knock her down onto the table, or... I mean, why would you be on a table if you died in a fire? Here we go.
Did it stop at the time of the fire?
So it would be 10 PM. Or 10. Okay, there's a chance that it will just not tell me to leave the investigation mode. Well, there's a chance I haven't found everything yet.
If the painting I found on the docks really came from here, how come it didn't burn?
Creepy. Looks like a tentacle coming over his shoulder. not sure where the question mark with the green arrow indicates. I don't know if that means that I've found enough. I keep finding more things. Bloody handprint.
Did someone escape the fire?
Someone naked. And now it's telling me to leave the scene. Right, so that looks like Charles. What happens if I walk out the door? I'm gonna walk out the door and pretty much looks like Charles. So wait, Charles... I take it Charles murdered Sarah, the son died in the fire, and then Charles fled, which would mean Charles is still alive. He might have taken the painting and he might be the guy who was in the warehouse. The guy who was sleeping in the warehouse. Is my guess. Let's see what Pierce thinks.
Blood. This lamp was thrown. This was no accident. This was a fight. Someone fell here. A desperate attempt to flee. And the boy.
So, Detective, what do you make of it?
I can say it's official the police botched this investigation. The clues don't match, or the fire wasn't just an accident. Might be friendlier just to tell him the fire wasn't an accident than to tell him that the police botched the investigation.
I firmly believe this fire was more than just an accident.
Huh. What's your theory?
The couple had a fight. I can also say this is arson or this is a crime of passion, but the couple had a fight is the one thing I'm sure of.
I think the Hawkins couple got into a
I mean,
fight.
it's also a crime of passion, I guess.
There's only one way to be sure.
I just ask that you don't disturb anything. If Chief West found out about what we're doing, I'd be in serious trouble.
Let's check the clues. At 3 CP, I don't think I can get anything with that. I need 4 CP to get more psychology, which might be what I want to get next anyway. I only have 3 CP. Partly burned shoe. It seems like it belonged to Sarah Hawkins. Smashed oil lamp. According to the police report, this lamp is the cause of the accidental fire that destroyed the mansion. However, bloodstains on the debris tell a very different story. Broken clock. The glass of this heavy clock is broken and the hands show 10 o'clock. It could give the time of the fire or have nothing to do with it. Okay, so it looked like Sarah Hawkins threw the lamp at Charles, which would mean she did set fire to the place. The scene of the fire. Contradicting the police report, the Hawkins drawing room tells a totally different version of the fire that claimed the whole family, beginning with the presence of a handprint that throws up the possibility of a survivor. The bodies of Charles and Sarah Hawkins left no mark on the floor, nor to that matter in the drawing room. Contrary to that of the child, still visible close to the fireplace. The same goes for the glass shards on the floor. A close inspection reveals the presence of blood on several of them. On the wall, the very clear mark left by the painting found in the Hawkins warehouse confirms that the Hawkins case could be much more than a domestic accident. Whoa. Oh, come on, don't put notes around and not let me select them. Where did Bradley go?
This door is locked.
Is this the Necronomicon? History of medicine in the 18th century. This collection of medical knowledge and health practices in the 18th century actually only covers the so-called civilized countries. It does not deal with the influence of holistic medicines or medicines from continents considered inferior. What continents are considered inferior? Sounds like a very Lovecraft thing to say. Right, so I got some medicine progression now, but not enough to put me up a level. So yeah, I buy the purple ones with character points, and the yellow ones apparently I can only put up in the environment, from objects in the environment. But I pumped both of them up 1 point at the start of the game when I did have the option to raise them through character points, I think. Mansion seems to have... Whoa, that looked cool. Mansion seems to have a very tight circular layout, so I don't imagine there's a lot of it left unless there's like a wing coming off of the main body of it. Forget to look up. Oh, second floor.
These bandages are covered in dried blood. But whose?
Whoa, quite a bit more going on here. Boats, are they boats? I think they're boats. One of them's called the Rising Star. Trying to read that writing. Can't quite do it. I can make out a word here or there. Hubbard Esquire, member of the House of Representatives, I think. Yeah, whatever. There we go.
The lyrics of the drunken sailor, a sea shanty.
Because you really need a lyric sheet to sing The Drunken Sailor. Alright, should I continue to explore the bottom floor? I guess so.
An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818.
There's Bradley. gonna go the other way. Oh, more paintings. So wait, Sarah Hawkins made an exact duplicate of the same painting? I mean, was anyone duplicating paintings back in 1924 apart from like professional art forgers? Alright, so the second floor is inaccessible. Let's check these doors. Is this the front door to the mansion?
This door is blocked from the outside.
What was this?
An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818.
Oops, there's another staircase.
Moby Dick, Melville's classic.
A copy of the
epic
novel.
battle between man and whale.
A copy of the novel Moby Dick by Herman Melville, a classic especially for a family of ship owners.
Mandatory reading for any whaler, I guess. This piano is in disrepair. Looks like the Hawkins kept it more for decoration than for music.
Imagine having decorative piano money. Can't interact with it? Nope. Why is Bradley walking around here if there is nothing particularly... I'll check the rest of the room, then I'll talk to Bradley. What was that? Lightning. Trying to see if the picture correlates to the room. I'm sure it's important.
What do you know about Charles Hawkins' activities?
Well, not much, to be honest. We all assumed the Hawkins lived on Charles's inheritance.
Darkwater history. This place was settled back in 1692 by two families that seceded from the New England colonies.
Because I'm Australian, I don't really know when America was first settled. I don't know the year. I know when Australia was first settled, 1788.
A book on hunting whales, the island's staple diet last century.
Before they started eating unidentified sea monsters. Don't think I didn't notice that there were weird sea monsters on the Hawkins family's dinner table. That picture's interesting.
One of Sarah Hawkins' paintings. Her style sure is recognizable.
So I take it even before this place was run down, it was creepy because that's an evil-looking bust, and that looks like a human skull to me. Under the seas. Life is better where it... 30,000 leagues under the seas.
20,000
leagues under the seas.
Another story about the mysteries of the deep.
Haven't read that either. Such a Philistine. Doesn't even give me the option to try this door. Ooh, a crowbar. Crowbar found in Hawkins Manor. It probably belongs to the caretaker Silas.
Crowbar. Could prove useful.
But now do I have to re-explore every inch of the mansion? Looking for something a crowbar works on?
One of Sarah Hawkins' paintings. Her style sure is recognizable.
I can't think of anything that a crowbar would work on. Still 3 CP. Just a crowbar. Oh, knowledge. Racist medicine book. Moby Dick. 20,000 leagues under the sea. Should I turn this around?
Dark water history. This place was settled back in 1692 by 2 families that seceded from the New England colonies.
I would think the lather would be heating up a lot more than like once every 5 minutes.
What could Sarah have done to make this person threaten to call the police?
Dear sir, as you know, I have always held you and your family in high respect. Unfortunately, I can no longer continue to close my eyes on the behavior of your wife. Last week she again terrified my clientele. I know that she means no harm, but you should place her in the care of Dr. Fuller. He alone seems able to make her come to her senses. If these disturbances were to recur, believe me that although it would feel like torture, I would be obliged to involve the police. Respectfully yours, Anton Wellard. Okay, so probably Sarah is scaring Wellard's clientele and he wants her sent to Dr. Fuller. Here we go. Have I read this? No, among my mental traumas my one mental trauma is nightmares. Edward Pierce is a veteran of the First World War where he took part in the Meuse Argonne offensive. Argonne. He was one of the few survivors of the Lost Battalion. American units suffered heavily losses from enemy and Allied artillery fire. Forced to hold their position for several days, surrounded by the bodies of their fallen comrades, without food or medical supplies, the soldiers were considered as lost by their fellow countrymen. Pierce is traumatized by these events. He consumes sleeping pills and liquor to ward off the nightmares that haunt him. Letter of complaint, it just says what the letter says. Alright, staircase going down is blocked halfway. I wonder if those lightning strikes are timed for maximum freakiness. Right, this painting looks damaged, but it appears to have been a person. The torso and head of a person. Can I fall off of here? Yes, it looks like I probably could. No books worth looking at here. Another floor.
Locked.
Well, I've got a crowbar.
Locked.
Backed up.
The boys' room.
The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. What's the trouble in there, Nemo? Go to sleep.
What was going through that boy's mind?
Monsters? Eyeless, four-armed monsters with fangs?
The argument that led to their tragic end seems to have been simmering for some time.
Simon's private journal. He seemed worried about his mother and her attacks. Tension also seems to be growing between the Hawkins couple. Could the fire be the result of an argument? Saturday. Today with mother we played in the garden, but she is still sad. I hate it when she is sad. Is she angry with father? Sunday. Father scolded me. He shouted loud and wanted to spank me, but mother did not want him to. He is always angry. Why? There are lots of strange things in his office. I just wanted to look at them. Tuesday. I built a castle for mother and me. I told her to come and hide with me. Wednesday. She's always painting monsters. I don't like her. Monsters. I have bad dreams and they come into my bedroom and look at me. I cry and mother shouts at me. And father says that I must take tablets. They are not nice. I don't want to take them. Tuesday. Mother is screaming again. She cries a lot. Father is sad too and angry with mother. I don't know why. She, and then the next words are blanked out. And there is a picture of the squid thing that was cut up on the plate on the table downstairs. There's also a picture of one of the monsters that are on the papers on the floor. Wednesday. Mother is sad again. At lunch we ate in silence. It was strange. Father said, finish your dishes. We always eat the same thing. It looks like rotten fish and it smells very bad. Why does he always want us to eat that? It's not very nice. If we have to eat it again tonight, I will throw my plate on the floor and smash it. Which he did. And there's a picture of him doing it in his diary. Have I circled the room? I think I have. Alright, let's do a reconstruction. The door's closed. Oh, more pictures on the wall.
A child's fort. From what threat was Simon protecting his world?
The monsters that his mother draws that come into his room at night.
Tom Sawyer. Mark Twain. Sarah must have read it to him before bed.
I think I did read Tom Sawyer when I was a kid, but I don't remember it anymore. I hear her singing. If Pierce thinks this is a normal way to investigate crimes, I have some horrible news for him.
Sleeping pills. Strong for an 11-year-old boy. What was wrong with this family?
Okay, so they're the tablets that he was talking about that his father makes him take.
What nightmarish vision could have inspired them? Simon's troubles went beyond family problems. That kid saw something. Something terrified him.
But yeah, achievement. Explore the memories of the Hawkins family. Did it tell me to end the investigation? I imagine it did if I got an achievement. Yep, to leave a reconstruction scene. New clue memorized, the boys' room. Simon's journal. Wait, it says Simon's private journal. He seemed worried about his mother and her attacks. Tension also seems to be growing between the Hawkins couple. Could the fire be the result of an argument? The boys' room. In the little boys' room, an abandoned book on the bed and toys scattered on the ground talk about the everyday life of a normal family. But the disturbing drawings and the sleeping pills raise suspicions that even Simon Hawkins may have been suffering from mental illness. Was the boy able to see things like her mother pretended to be? The sentence doesn't seem to make sense to me. Was the boy able to see things like her mother pretended to be? Okay, whatever. Now I'm completely disoriented. I assume I came through here. I tried this door and it was locked.
Locked.
This door, I don't even get the option. Simon's door. Staircase going up. The key that opens the door to Sarah Hawkins' office was concealed. Okay, all that stuff looks bloody. I'm not sure why I'm not allowed to investigate that. What's that? I'll try this door first. What's this? Strange that those marks seem to be black.
What will her room reveal about her?
So this is her bedroom or her office? Okay, I've got that green question mark there, but nothing seems to be selectable.
Barbiturates. Sarah Hawkins must have been extremely agitated resorting to such a treatment.
100 tablet triturates, number 68, Dover's powder, grain, I can't read the rest. Barbiturates, they act as a depressant of the nervous system, but once you begin you can never live without them. Of that I know something. Okay, explored her entire room and pretty much only found barbiturates. Why is that green arrow? Can I... Nope. I'm holding left and right trigger.
A barbiturate prescription from a certain Dr. Fuller.
Thomas Fuller, MD, Riverside Institute, Darkwater, Massachusetts. I can't read that handwriting. Oh, it says on the side. Date the 21st of the 7th in an American date style. It's the 7th of the 21st. 1924. 75 milligrams of amobarbital sodium to be taken every 4 to 6 hours as required. If attacks become too violent, add 25 milligrams of phenobarbital up to 3 times a day. Do not consume alcohol or any other medication during the period of treatment. Dr. Thomas Fuller. Take to Darkwater General Store.
That's a massive dose. Was Sarah violent?
Then now the question mark's ticked, so I guess I've... I assume this is her. Yeah, that door's locked, so I'm going to check the top. Check up here.
This door is locked.
Yeah, good. Feels like I should be able to interact with that chest, but whatever. Wait. Okay, let's check her office. Wait, let's look at the picture first. So I find it very weird that she's got these pictures she painted herself and there are multiple copies of them. Like she duplicated her own art. I understand that it's just repeating the assets of the video game for the sake of, like, not having to have as many assets, but let's do this. Is it possible to fail this?
This padlock is too complicated for me.
Yes, it is. Yeah, what about the fact that I've got the key?
It's no use. The padlock won't give.
Where is the key? Inventory. Let me inspect it. I'm a little bit stymied.
It's no use. The padlock won't give.
What do I have the key for if I can't use it? It's the key for a different door. I've tried every door in the mansion.
It's no use. The padlock won't give.
Right, this is her bedroom, so I think that is her office. What's this? Oh, that's the kids' room. Canvases. Wait,
This door is locked.
I saw a little green icon. I saw a little green icon for a second there.
This door is locked.
So what does the key unlock? Alright, I'm missing something.
It's no use. The padlock won't give. It's no use. The padlock won't give.
Key to the tradesman's entrance. Alright, that's what got me into the mansion.
It's no use. The padlock won't give.
I don't understand. Unless this key is to a different door. Select. Start. Right trigger, left trigger, Y. Let's get rid of that for a sec. X. B. Okay, A.
It's no use. The padlock won't give.
Okay, it seems like why would there be a key right here and then a padlock right here and it not let me use the key?
It's no use. The padlock won't give.
Yes, so let me use it.
This door is locked.
Alright, I guess I'm checking every door in the mansion now. This seems like a logical place for... Oh, here's a lock as well. There we go. Whoa. Okay. There's either a bust or like a severed head over there. Cult skill.
Sarah Hawkins' agent was getting worried. Seems she wasn't giving any signs of life.
My very dear Sarah, ever since you left to bury yourself away on that lost island, your art has been attracting increasing numbers of collectors. I beg you to send me some new paintings. The last ones, so somber and strange, moving as no other paintings have been, are selling at a premium price. Your percentage of these most recent sales is attached. Do not forget your friend who was the first to recognize your genius and display it to the world. Affectionately yours, Maximilian L. Wonder what I missed by failing to pick the lock to that other room. So she thinks she's a investigator too because she has a magnifying glass.
This ledger lists all of the paintings Sarah Hawkins sold.
Okay, page 1 on the left is January to April. Painting for Boston client 230. Painting for J period F 170. Painting for Boston client 200. Painting for Boston client 230. Painting for FS exhibition 350. Page 2 on the right is May to August. Painting for JF 270. Painting for FS exhibition 410. Painting for Boston client 250. Painting for FS 600. Painting for FS 820. So who was...
It seems the last one was given for free to a Francis Sanders. I wonder why.
I'm never going to remember all of this stuff next Let's Play if I, like, wait a week. Okay, I can't interact with objects when my lather's gone. I didn't know that.
Despite what happened, they seem to have loved each other.
Charles Hawkins scribbled a kind word to his wife. Fate brought us together and forever it will bind us. What is that? So, Sarah did draw the monsters. Same monsters as son drew and saw. That's where I came in. Don't know what that is. Candle. So let's do an occult check.
Was Sarah Hawkins interested in the occult? What was she trying to achieve?
So I think there's a distinct chance that she was interested in the occult. Occult. Ceremonial circle. If the creature is not yet anchored in our dimension, an expulsion ritual might work. As long as the person performing it makes sure that he integrates the elder sign among the glyphs that make up the ceremonial circle. Be careful though, because the works that describe the creation of such circles are not all of proven reliability. Extract taken from the Malleus Bestiarium by Abigail G. Sales ledger and the love note. So I guess there's certain clues that are completely reliant on the random number generator of like things like lock picking to get to, because I'm never going to get into that room that I failed to pick the lock on.
The door is blocked on the other side.
Okay, investigate the manor is not ticked yet, even though I've investigated the entire manor. So did I miss something? Is there a green light coming from that door, or am I imagining it? Might be a might be illumination from that light.
The door is blocked on the other side. Bradley? Is that you?
Or the door at the top of the stairs is unlocked. I'm just going to check to see if I get another chance at this lock. Nope. Bradley.
Is anyone there?
Is there anything in here that I can search?
Bradley, did you see which way he went?
Who? I didn't see anyone. I just heard some noise. Are you all right?
A man was hiding on the upper level. He ran when he saw me. He can't be far.
Okay, main objective is still to catch the thief.
I'll cover you.
May switch from one light source to another. How do I go back up the stairs? I want to explore that room I just fled.
An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818.
Sure Bradley will stop that guy from escaping. Okay. They could reward my obsessive corner checking with a little Easter egg here or there. Okay, so possibly a self-portrait. Everything else is just splashes of colour. Can I knock it back down now? I can walk down. Okay, so is this way new or have I been this way?
This door was closed earlier.
Which door? This one? Yeah, I remember that.
Where did he go?
Must have got out some way.
No, he was here. I'm sure. Let's search this room.
Let's do that, but first let's power up my psychology. I've got 7 character points. Could power up something else. Investigation seems good, but let's get some more psychology. There we go.
They look like Celtic runes. Charles must have brought them back from one of his foreign trips.
Old hurricane lamp, still working. I've just got to be careful, it burns a lot of oil. Oh, and the Celtic runes. Give me more occultism, maybe? Small polished stones decorated with Celtic runes, probably used for divination rituals. They are mostly found in Europe. So... I think it gave me a bit of occultism.
It looks like an old seaway map.
Somebody's added coordinates to this old sea map. They make up a journey. It shows what I assume are rivers. It shows the sealer. Oh, they might be trains or something. I don't know. The sealer, no, the sealer was a boat. Or sailor. The sailor, the prodigal, the Orpheus, the Saint Claudine. Oh, everyone thinks they're a detective. Oil refilled. The oil reservoir of your lamp has been refilled. Refills can be found in the levels.
Why are these letters here, and not with Sarah Hawkins' belongings?
These letters have been opened, but visibly have not left Charles Hawkins' office. They are tied together by a carefully knotted braid. Why did Hawkins intercept his wife's mail?
Have you seen the old maritime maps on Charles Hawkins' desk?
Strange. No ship has left Darkwater shore for years. Maybe he kept them for sentimental reasons.
Clearly, Charles Hawkins knew Captain Fitzroy very well.
In this photograph, Charles Hawkins and Captain Fitzroy posing with a third man. They seem close.
I wonder who the man with the glasses is in the photograph. Probably another friend of Hawkins. It looks like a freehand map of Darkwater. Certain areas have been highlighted. I wonder why.
Yeah, without the words Darkwater Island down the bottom, I don't think I'd realised that was supposed to be a map. A map of Darkwater hand-drawn by Charles Hawkins. Some places have been circled.
Seems like this came from a log.
Okay, Monday 24th of May 1847, 42 north, 70 west, Darkwater Island. We sailed north all morning. Captain Hamilton is confident. He says that we'll beat the Orpheus this season. May God be merciful. Sunday the 30th of May 1847, 47 north, 55 west. I preferred it when the whales disappeared without trace. With these carcasses we can no longer ignore their sad fate. What is eating these huge beasts? I told Hamilton that it was a bad omen. He doesn't care. 1st of June 1847, 49 north, 61 west. We dropped anchor near a village. The inhabitants say that the waters are red with the blood of the sacred beasts, and to follow them is to defy the gods. I told them that I only feared God Almighty, but in the loneliness of the hold I'm scared. Friday, 4th of June 1847, 57 north, 51 west. We have sighted a huge whale in the distance. Its size seems to be beyond anything known to man. It sends out an infernal song. Hamilton wants it. Wednesday, the 23rd of June 1847, 33 north, 53 west. We've caught it. It is the most grotesque whale I've ever laid eyes upon. It will go into memory as the biggest catch ever. Men have died, but we have gained glory. This day will be celebrated for years to come. Tuesday, the 29th of June, 1847. Darkwater. We have beaten the Orpheus, returned with empty holds. The sailor and Hamilton are only memories. So, that was the great catch that the people in Darkwater Port are talking about, I guess.
There must be a link with the Seaway map. This globe seems to have been part of some mechanism.
Okay.
Doesn't work. I must have missed something.
I know what it wants me to do. It wants me to go to the coordinates in the diary, but there was something else over here I hadn't... Oh, it's not giving me the chance to... There we go.
The Scylla. It's the boat that was stranded at the entrance to the harbor.
At least now I know how to pronounce it. The Scylla. I thought one of these... There's another... Here we go.
This panel is movable.
Okay.
Cogwheels. They must be linked to an opening mechanism. Probably a secret passage. I must find a way to activate the opening mechanism.
Force the gear train, do nothing, or use the crowbar. I'm going to do nothing for now.
I'd be better off not touching them for the moment.
Agreed.
As if the bookcase has been moved several times. There must be a link with the Seaway map.
Okay, they're quartered at 33 north, 53 west. 33 north. 53 west.
Looks like it worked.
Well done, Pierce.
New place discovered, Hawkins Mansion. The Hawkins Mansion was falling into ruin well before the fire that claimed its residents. The building, once luxurious, today lies witness to the ruin of the Hawkins family. The paintings of Sarah Hawkins are spread throughout the corridors. Moisture eats away at the books of the imposing library, and the windows are broken and condemned. The drawing room where the fire started revealed it to be more than just a domestic accident. Sarah Hawkins' office bears the signs of an occult practice, and a no doubt huge creature left its mark on the walls of the corridor that leads to his workshop. As for Charles Hawkins' office, it revealed a passage into a network of underground caves. Huge creature left marks on the walls that lead to his office. I don't see them. I mean, this is Charles' office, right? Sarah Hawkins' office bears huge creature left its mark along the walls of the corridor that leads to his workshop. Okay, whatever. I'm not sure if that's a typo and they meant on the way to Sarah's workshop. Use the crowbar.
With this, I should be able to force the gears.
Well done, Pierce.
So then there's two ways in. What's that green icon in the bottom right corner? Okay, there's still a flashing Question mark. Does that mean that there's something I haven't found in here? Fill my oil.
Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
Still flashing green.
This Dr. Fuller.
Here
Was
we
he
go.
Sarah Hawkins' therapist?
No way I could read that without the writing on the right side of the screen. Charles, I understand your worries, but I assure you that Sarah is in good hands here at the Riverside Institute. It goes without saying that her state requires very specific care and a high level of attention. Her full potential will only be able to express itself if she is placed in a secure environment and surrounded by qualified staff. The decision is yours, of course, but I seem to understand that you are running out of time. Your friend, Thomas Fuller. Okay, and now we've got a tick. I could be wrong, but I would think that opening this bookcase might be the end of the little chapter, because I've been playing for nearly 2 hours. In this photograph, Charles Hawkins and Captain Fitzroy are posing with a third man. They seem close. Hand-drawn map of Darkwater by Charles Hawkins. Some places have been circled, but I don't know how that is a map in any form. Like, I can't even see the shape of an island on it. Or maybe I can. Okay, letter from Dr. Fuller. It's the whole inventory cleared out of notifications. Let's open this up. Cutscene. Chapter 4, Tunnels under the Hawkins mansion. So, I've completed Chapter 3. Inside the Hawkins mansion, the scene of the fire revealed its secrets. Pearson Officer Bradley, now on the trail of a survivor, had undertaken to search the place looking for proof. When a hooded man leaped into Sarah Hawkins' workshop to steal a painting, detective and police officer set off after him. By following him to the office of Charles Hawkins, they discovered a secret passage. Pierce and Bradley enter the tunnel under the mansion. Should have paid attention to where that giant monster seemed to have... So I didn't notice any hints of a giant monster, but according to this game, there were hints of a giant monster leading up to Charles Hawkins' office, so it's possible it's down here. I'd like to end the video here, but I'm not sure the game's saved yet, so I have to at least start the next level. Into the madness.
Secret passage, under the manor. It's like a detective novel.
Sure is.
That guy must have already gotten far.
Yeah. And he had a direct means of entry to the crime scene. We must find him.
Okay, so great. Yay. Completed Chapter 3. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to hit subscribe. Feel free to like, comment, and share. I am BmanPwnz, BmanPwnz, on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and maybe some other stuff like TikTok. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, interwebs.